Imagine this. You finally get your hands on the brand new Nintendo Switch 2. You tear open the box, fire it up, and see those three glorious digits, 256 gigabytes of internal storage. That's 8 times more than the original Switch. It sounds like a dream come true for every Nintendo fan. But then reality sets in. You check your actual available space, and it's not quite what you expected. When Nintendo announced the Switch 2 with 256 gigabytes of storage, the internet lit up. Reddit threads exploded. Twitter timelines buzzed. For years, fans begged for more space, and it seemed like Nintendo finally listened. After all, 256 gigabytes sounded like a massive leap from the meager 32 gigabytes on the original Switch. That alone was a promise of a better future. More room for games, less juggling between installs, and the ability to truly go digital. But here's the thing. That number? It's just what's printed on the box. And just like with your smartphone or laptop, not all of it is actually yours. Behind the scenes, a portion of that 256 gigabytes is quietly claimed before you even press the power button. Why? Because system software eats up part of that space. Think about it. The sleek interface, system menus, background processes, game chat, Nintendo eShop, firmware files, update managers, they all have to live somewhere. Nintendo doesn't give an exact number in their official documentation, but when we dug into a launch day model, the results were crystal clear. After installing the Day 1 update, a common ritual in modern gaming, the system reported just around 225 to 232 gigabytes available. That means roughly 26 to 28 gigabytes are already gone before you even download your first game. That's the hidden cost of modern convenience. The OS that powers your favorite games also takes up space, silently, automatically. And while this is totally normal, phones, PCs, even the PlayStation and Xbox do the same, it's still a little deflating to realize you're not quite getting all that you paid for. So what does this mean for you, the actual gamer? Well, here's where it gets interesting. After transferring my old Switch data over to the Switch 2, save files, profile info, and those treasured screenshots and videos, I started re-downloading my digital library, game by game, title by title, and after fully installing my entire Switch library, I still had a whopping 165 gigabytes left. Let that sink in. 160 gigabytes of free space, that's more than the entire internal storage of the original Switch. And here's the key. Those were all older Switch games, not next-gen native Switch 2 titles. So while, yes, the system does reserve a portion of that space, what you're left with is still an enormous step forward. For the first time in years, I wasn't worried about deleting a game just to try something new. Now, let's talk about options. Because Nintendo didn't just upgrade internal storage, they made sure you're not stuck with it. The Switch 2 supports microSD express cards, a faster, more modern format that goes beyond traditional microSDs. And here's the best part. For less than the cost of a full-priced Switch game, you can double your storage overnight. Seriously, for the price of a Mario Kart World cartridge, you can grab a 256 gigabytes expansion card, bumping your total capacity to over 480 gigabytes of usable space. That's hundreds of games, dozens of AAA titles, entire backlogs, indie collections, and save data. Already, no compromise. Nintendo may have taken some of your storage behind the scenes, but they've also opened the doors for you to take control. The Switch 2's storage story isn't black and white. It's not just 256 gigabytes versus 230 gigabytes. It's about what this upgrade represents. It's Nintendo evolving, slowly, cautiously, but definitely listening to fans. It's about more convenience, less frustration, a smoother, more flexible experience. And yes, some of that storage is missing, but the part you do get, it's more than enough to rediscover your games, explore new ones, and go digital without fear. So is the Switch 2's 256 gigabytes internal storage really a letdown? Not even close. It's a meaningful leap forward, especially when paired with fast, affordable expansion options. And while system software will always take a cut, that's the trade-off we make for features, updates, and future-proofing. In the end, the number may be smaller than what's on the box, but the experience, it's bigger than ever. So now that you know what you're really getting with the Switch 2 storage, Tell me, how do you feel about it? Is 230 gigabytes enough for your digital life? Or are you already eyeing a microSD express card? Let me know in the comments, and if this helped you understand your new console just a little better, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more deep dives on all things Switch 2 and beyond. Thanks for watching, and happy gaming!